you hear me now?
Yes, mas better yan. Kasi
Ayan.
pag direct audio sa phone, medyo mahina minsan.
Is this better?
Ayun. So
Hi!
much better. Oh, nagko-comment na silang lahat to. Ang
Oo
pretty,
nga.
ang ganda, ang fresh.
Salamat po. BYS lang yan.
Talagang na fresh ng lahat dahil nakauwi at
Yes.
nakapagpahinga, 'di ba? So how was it? How was the gaano ba kayo katagal sa bubble? Was that a week in the bubble
Yes, a
or
week. Sunday evening to Sunday
Mm-mm.
afternoon. So, about 7 days. Ganon. So, it's been
But
a great
initially,
experience naman.
but initially you everybody was supposed to stay there until the finals night, right?
Yeah. Wait
Was that the
lang.
initial plan? Naglalag ba?
Um, No, not really. Honestly, there were some plans naman, but
Mm-mm.
knowing that there are changes, the situation is really volatile. So that means that we have to adapt to the situation. And even the organization,
Mm-mm.
when I've seen how they've worked hard to make this
Mm-mm.
happen. So I'm
Hi,
just really
Mela!
grateful. Hi, Mela. Yeah. So yeah, originally we were planning to do lang the preliminaries
Mm-mm.
there, but ayun, there were changes, but we're welcoming the changes naman as we go.
How's the Miss Universe Philippines experience so far, and what's your ano yung pinaka favorite part mo ng competition?
Oh, my favorite part so far was actually the preliminaries. Because the first few days that we got in, we were actually spending a lot of time with the sponsor shoots and doing our
Mm-mm.
OOTDs. But the best part
Mm-mm.
really is to find sisters in the competition in our batch. And this only happened when we got to congregate responsibly during our
Mm-mm.
preliminaries. Alam mo yung pag nakapila kayo, tapos um, you're gonna do the swimsuit and the evening gown, and you get to engage with them because
Right.
we were trying to be really responsible during the shoots, and we did it by batch, so just small
Mm-mm.
groups, and I didn't get to talk to the other ladies, and it only happened during the last 2 days of staying inside the bubble.
Sa tingin mo, for example, na hindi ka pala rin this year, do you think you will still do another national competition given that it's still pandemic?
Uh, Actually, this is my second time joining a national pageant. Now, my first was when I was 21. I joined Miss Philippines
Mm-mm.
Earth, and I was a younger version of me. So that was kind of a different experience, and that was a different me. And now that
Mm-mm.
I'm 26, I've matured, and I'm just really glad that I took the chance to join again here at the Miss Universe. Actually, yung dream ko naman talaga is to join Miss Universe. And but before, if you wanted to go for the Miss Universe crown, you have to join Binibining Pilipinas. And now that it's a different franchise, I think it also gives an opportunity for women who are aspiring
Mm-mm.
to be a Miss Universe. Going back to your question, will I join again? I can't really say, but I made the promise and the decision to do my best in this year and this edition, and I can't really decide pa for what's gonna happen in the future. So I'm just hoping for the best, and hopefully corona na. Next try of Miss
True, 'di
Universe.
ba?
Oo, di
Ganun
ba?
talaga.
Bakit hindi?
Oo. Pero ano ang mamimiss mo sa tingin mo after pag natapos na etong journey mo na 'to? Pinaka mamimiss mo?
Pinaka mamimiss ko siguro yung OOTD. Siyempre, hindi naman araw-araw makapag-OOTD tayo, di ba? At least now we have
True.
an excuse to wear our
To dress
makeup.
up.
Unlike you, di ba? You have a lot of opportunities to do that. Pero me, bilang simpleng mamamayan, before
Ay,
joining
grabe
Miss
naman
Universe,
'yun.
ayun.
Bakit?
So,
Kung gusto mong lagi kang kumo-compete everyday, sino ba
oh,
sila? Para to stop you.
Oo, kasi naman 'di ba, if you're just going to the mall and doing your errands, parang
Mm.
medyo off naman 'pag nag-heels ka and OOTD.
Okay
Pero
lang yun, mag-gown ka.
'di ba? Oo, life only happens once, why not, 'di ba? So, ayun.
Oo.
So yeah, aside from the
Sabihin
OOTD,
mm.
I am gonna miss yung organization itself. I felt like they really took care of us well, and they created an atmosphere where we could cultivate friendships and
Right.
sisterhood talaga. And it's not every competition that you get to have that kind of camaraderie. So I'm just really grateful how they set it up. And of course, yung mga kulitan and conversations with our sisters. Meron akong beshi.
Oh,
Di
may
ba? Mas
beshi
meron
ka
kang
na.
beshi. Oo. Si Make It
Sino ang
Makati.
pinaka-beshi mo sa loob? Si
Si
Miss
Make It.
Makati.
Oo, yes. Isa Delo. Happy birthday, Isa. It's her birthday
Happy
today.
birthday.
Oo.
Anong best bonding moments niyo ni Miss Makati?
Oh, I take pictures for her and she takes pictures for me. So yun na yun, yung mga pagpatapon niya, kasi kahapon, she was wearing a trail dress,
Mm.
the pink one. So kailangan may tigahagis. So like, pagka kukuha ko ng picture, it has to be picture perfect na nagle-levitate talaga yung train ng dress. So yung mga ganon, like, light moments lang. We need that in the competition. Kasi 'di ba
Right.
we're all trying to do our best, and it's really
Mm-mm.
nice to get to laugh and talk to
Mm-mm.
people na you share the same mind with.
Ano naman yung mga expectations mo since this is your second national pageants, I'm sure you already have, expectations na mga mangyayari na tingin mo hindi nangyari when you were there.
Siguro yung mga expectations ko, well, for one, I was expecting that I'm the type of person who likes to know what's gonna happen, the itinerary, because then I
Mm.
get to plan in advance and process what
Mm.
I should do next. But then
Mm.
this is a
Para
very
may game
unique
plan ka.
situation. Yes, oo. So this is a
Mm.
very unique situation, and a lot of things happen at the last minute, yung mga changes. So
Mm.
you really have to be prepared. And I think that
Right.
allowed me to grow also as a person, how I respond to changes. And I'm just really grateful that, di ba minsan pag kami mga changes, it really makes you feel stressful or parang hindi mo na alam gagawin mo next. But God really
Right.
has the grace for the moment. And I'm just embracing that.
Ang hirap, no? Pero just embrace it. So now we will answer few questions from the fans. Ayan,
Ooh,
sobrang
go.
excited nila at marami silang
Fire.
mga tanong sa inyo. Okay, first from Soriano John Aerol. What according to you is the most important part of a beauty pageant?
I think the most important part of the beauty pageant is allowing a woman to represent herself and the things that she values. Because when you join a pageant, people have a certain expectation or a mold of how a woman should be, especially for a beauty
Mm-mm.
queen. But when you
Mm-mm.
go there knowing who you are, what you stand for, and although there are a lot of voices telling you what to do or how you should be like, you just have to listen to who you
Right.
are, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
So that you don't get lost joining the pageant. So I think that's very important.
Have you ever answered somebody when, minsan talaga kasi may mga days na feeling patola tayo, patola for breakfast. may mga times ba na may basher tapos may sinasabing, "Oh, you're not really for Miss Universe," ganyan. May mga sinagot ka ba? And if meron, ano naman yung sinasabi mo sa kanila?
Okay, so there was this one time that I saw through the, kasi 'di ba usually when you post an OOTD or anything from your social media, some
Mm.
vloggers or pages would capture that and repost it. Tapos, syempre, may mga followers sila, and then they would get to comment on your photo. So there was this one photo that I posted, and they reposted it of me wearing a denim jacket and ano yung parang medyo streetwear vibes na beauty queen. So, alam mo
Mm.
yan, mom siya.
Mm.
The
Oo.
streetwear vibes. Tapos parang that person said na this kind of pose is not fit for a beauty queen or what I was wearing. And siguro sa akin kasi, um, at first, I was kind of like, so what should the beauty queen look like ba in the first place? How should she
Mm.
be like? And I don't think may guidelines naman na sinabi ng Miss Universe that this is what you should wear unless it's like a requirement
Can't be in
or
streetwear.
oo. Oo. So, yung mga ganong bagay na then again, it's really helpful when you process things na you just have to know who you should listen to, what kind of comments would build you up, and what kind of comments should not be dwelt on. So, yun yung ginagawa ko din. And during the first few months in, because I know naman na I'm not one of the more popular candidates or delegates. So, I don't think I've gotten a lot of attention then. So, pag hindi ka naman napapansin, pati yung mga comments, wala rin masyadong nilalagay. So, I think it wasn't until recently that people started to make comments or see me. And while people appreciate, meron din yung mga hindi maka-appreciate. So, I don't really reply or engage na. As long as I know who I am,
Right.
I'm good with that.
But since you've said na marami nang mas nakaka-notice recently sa'yo, did you ever try to change yourself, or how you dressed up, or how you present yourself according sa gusto nila? Sa gusto ng kahit supporters mo or kahit ng mga taong ano, hindi sumusuporta or sumusuporta sa'yo?
Yes, yung mga comments that I see have value and valid naman talaga. One was, di ba
Mm-mm.
usually kapag nasa pageant ka or Miss Universe, you have to look empowered or fierce. But I think in terms of character, I'm not really super fierce. So when I do photo
Mm-mm.
shoots, parang yun yung aspect na hindi ko siya ma-pull off as well as others. But then there were some people who noticed that I look better when I smile, so I should smile more often. So sinabi ko, I made a rule for myself. Like when I post, it should be 70% smiling and then 30% na medyo fierce, ganon. So these are comments that I also listen to, and I think
Mm-mm.
they are very helpful. And another thing was, kasi I really like to keep a palette even before joining Miss Universe. So when I wear things, I like wearing neutrals. And there were some
Ah.
people who said na parang, why are you always wearing neutrals? Maybe you should try wearing fuchsia. So yeah, nag-fuchsia ako ngayon. Or sa yung pink.
Sana, sana sabihin mo, paki-Gcash ng pang-shopping.
Oo, nasa Lazada yan. So, yung mga ganong
Oo. Okay,
bagay.
next.
Oo.
Next question from Buhok ni Mary Jean. What is your actual plan before being a beauty queen?
My actual plan was really, and going back, it's really the things that I've always dreamt about. I love to teach and I love to write to influence people. In fact, even
Mm-mm.
before this competition, I do writing and I also speak to encourage people. I get invited to do personality development talks for women in certain communities. So these are things that I've already been doing. I love to see people embrace who they are, to inspire them na, girl, you're unique. Hindi mo kailangan
Right.
mag-conform sa mga pinapakita ng media or kung ano yung mga lies in your head that you're not enough. I want them to know that
Mm-mm.
they matter
Mm-mm.
and they are unique.
Mm-mm.
They have a unique
Mm-mm.
value to give to the world. And sometimes it just takes one person to tell that to you, to really
Right.
remind you and know that. No? So I want to be that
Mm-hmm.
person. And siguro kahit hindi ako nag Miss Universe, yun pa rin naman yung gagawin ko because that's part of who I am.
You've mentioned that you talk for events na yung mga personality development
Yes.
trainings, 'di ba? Kasi minsan, like, hindi naman ako nagaganyan, pero may mga friends lang na, alam mo yon, minsan love doctor tayo sa mga kaibigan natin, 'di ba? And then sometimes you
Yes.
catch yourself, and then something happened to you, and then you catch yourself remembering na, ito yung mga advices ko dapat ginagawa ko. Do you have that? Do you have that moments, especially right now that you have in the that you're in a competition? May mga moments ka ba na, oh, ito yung mga ina-advise ko before sa personality development training na I should really, imbibe pala, kailangan ko pala talagang
Hmm.
gawin. And
Oh,
what are
that's true.
those?
Okay, what are those? Well,
What are
first,
those?
oh, what are those? Okay, first one is, of course, you can't help but compare yourself, especially when
Mm,
you're in a competition where the
mm-mm,
judges would rate you, where people have their own favorites or bets, and
mm-mm.
sometimes you feel like, sana naman ako rin, sana all. Pero
Mm.
yun nga, you don't really have, I would tell myself that I don't need people's validation to prove that I am worth it and that I am good enough. I just need
Mm-mm.
to stay on my lane. Kasi iba-iba din naman tayo ng personalities, iba-iba tayo ng mako-contribute, iba-iba ng advocacies. And ang ganda. Actually, I'm happy that some people appreciate that, 'di ba usually magkakaiba kasi ng beauty yung mga babae, and
Mm-mm.
as of recent times we see that most of the standards that we have, especially sa pageant, are very Western inclined, no? And there's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with that. But I love to show the Filipino people and the world that Filipino women are yung mas mas mukhang oriental or mukhang yung Pinay na makakasalubong mo sa kalye. That they also have a chance to represent the beauty that we have. So I want to be
Grabe
that.
naman yung Pinay na makakasalubong sa
Totoo naman, di ba? Kasi sinasabi nila, ang dami kong kamukha. So, parang, okay,
kamukha.
sige.
Oo.
This is the average Filipina face. Ganon. So, yun.
So, parang somebody na mas nakaka-relate yung
Relatable. Yes.
nakakarami.
Oo.
Oo. From Egrepo, back to the questions. Miss Isabella, if you're given a chance to fix your past, what's in your past that you wanted to fix and why?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And I've been
Mm-mm.
thinking that I wouldn't want to change anything about my past, because even though I made a couple, wow, a couple of mistakes, mga dalawa lang.
Konti lang
A
yan
lot
ah. Nasa kamay lang.
a lot of mistakes in the past. I feel like I've grown from it. I stood up every time
Mm-mm.
I fell. And siguro if I were to change anything, I would just want to change the kind of mindset I used to have.
Mm.
Because, yung naniniwala ko na it's all in the mind. When you limit yourself in your heart, in your mind, then you limit the rest of the things that you can do. So I could have done a lot more when I was younger if
Right.
only
Mm-mm.
I renewed my mind and look at things from a different perspective. But then again, we learn. So ngayon, at 26 years old, 26 na ako, I've learned from that. I grew and realized that there's so much more to life if only I learned how to see things. So yun naman yung baon ko na ngayon at my age.
Yun. From Joanna Basa, what do you consider your best physical feature?
I think my best physical feature would be... Ano ba sa
ngayon,
tingin niya?
ngayon talaga hinanap.
Ano ko, dami eh. Joke lang.
Why
Siguro,
not? I love myself.
I love
Ganon.
myself. Every part of me, di ba, loves all of me. So, ayun. Kasi
Mm-mm.
ikaw lang din talaga at the end of the day, you have to love yourself. Because, lalo na pag nag-join ka sa pageant, dapat to, dagdagan mo. Pero, ako niyakap ko talaga yung sarili ko, and I told myself that I'm not gonna change. Um,
Mm-mm.
I'm not gonna change how I see myself. So kahit nasabihin ng mga tao na you have to look this way, well, this is me. There's only one me, so I'll be that, diba?
I love it. From Akay 16, favorite thing about Isabela?
Okay, my favorite thing about Isabela is that it's a hidden gem. Not a lot of people think of Isabela as a tourist destination, but it's actually very rich in agriculture, in nature. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-nature tripping, there's a lot in Isabela.
Mm-mm.
It's a very
Mm.
huge place. In fact, ito nakakatuwa kasi alam niyo yung Sierra Madre, it's the longest mountain range in the Philippines. So it
Mhm.
spans from Calabarzon sa Tanay area, ganyan Rizal, up to Isabela or Cagayan Valley. So
Oh.
makikita mo talaga it's really long north
Mm.
to like
Mm.
up here. And at the foot of that range, may makikita ka ng mga cave, may stalagmites, and yeah, more than the places that we have and the resources, I really love the people of Isabela. And ayokong magpaka-cliche, pero they're really simple, resilient, and they know how to appreciate life. And that's
Mhm.
something that I think we all need, especially when we live in the city. Na parang we take for granted the things that we have. But,
Weird
my
obsession.
weird obsession siguro overthinking, yun talaga yung top of mind ko ngayon. Because sometimes there are
Mm.
certain things that people wouldn't take notice or they won't really dwell on it. But I love to think about it. So, kunyari kahit yung, paano ba, bakit kaya niya sinabi yung ganito? Parang ipoprocess mo siya. I think it's weird because when I start talking to other people and ask them, bakit kaya niya sinabi or ginawa to? What do you think?
Mm.
Parang sa kanila, they don't really think about it. But to me, I like to process those things. So, I think it's weird.
Ang busy naman
Nagka-
ng utak mo.
Oo,
Ang dami mong ino-overthink. Pati,
oo,
pati yung ginagawa
sobrang
ng ibang
bagay.
tao, ino-overthink mo. And additional to
Oo.
what you're doing. Oh my gosh. Grabe naman yung processor na yan. From Engineer Shishi, what makes you different from other girls competing today?
Um, what makes me different is that I am created to be who I am. So yung
Mm-mm.
personality ko and even the talents and the gifts that I have. Actually, joining this pageant, I realized that my artistic inclination has also been expressed. So yan, from doing my makeup. Actually, nakakatuwa kasi people appreciate how I do my makeup. Di ba, kailangan ma-blend mo talaga siya na maayos.
Right.
And
Mm-mm.
because I'm a painter, even though I didn't take any makeup lessons or I I didn't really practice a lot for my makeup, but it
Mm-mm.
kind of was just parang widow mo na lang,
Natural.
o natural
Oo.
for you to blend things and yung
Mm-mm.
meron kang eye for what looks good sa styling. So,
Right.
minsan kahit yung
Mm-mm.
stylist ko, he's still asleep. Hi kay Gian Lasala. Ayan, I can still make quick decisions for the moment.
Mm-mm.
And I think
Mm-mm.
that makes me unique. So, follow me on Instagram at Abejero dyan para makita niyo yung mga pinaggagawa ko sa suot ko.
Yun, no. Kasi I think
Ayan.
na nakaka-relate ako dyan when it comes to dancing because I'm a dancer. I'm a dancer.
Ay,
Hindi kasi pag sumasayaw ka, madali na sa'yo yung pasarela. So parang it
true.
comes natural. So it's the same with painters. I think it's the same kasi diba parang nagpe-paint ka lang din naman ng ng face
Face.
mo. So
Yes.
nagiging natural din siya kasi it's kind of the same. Sabi nila kasi magaling maglakad yung mga dancer. Kaya
That's
parang
true.
when you're floating, no, hindi na siya effort yung paglalakad.
Yeah.
From Ain, what is your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure is procrastinating. Like at the end of the day, parang gusto mo lang talagang mahilata and wala kang gagawin, walang iuutos sa'yo, or wala kang kailangang
Sana all.
isipin, di ba? So, yun yung something that I also try to do after a long day, yung nakahiga ka lang,
Mm-mm.
nang walang iniisip. That's my guilty pleasure. Hindi ako masyadong foodie eh. 'Di ba kahit yung food na sinabi ko, it's still something healthy. So, I
Healthy,
think it's
oo.
more of, oo, something na wala kang gagawin. Yung chill lang,
I
ganun.
think magka-click tayo sa mga healthy food na yan. From Biblio Sienica, what's your message for all aspiring writers?
Okay, my message for all the aspiring writers is to just continue to write. You just hold that pen, or if you're on your laptop, you just write one word and the rest will flow. You just have to start somewhere, because a lot of people
Mm-mm.
get intimidated with a white paper or a blank sheet
Mm-mm.
of, 'di ba, yung sa kaya nasa word ka or
How am I gonna
pages,
feel
'di ba?
this?
Oo, how am I gonna start? Where do I start? You just have to
Oo.
write one. In fact, I do this one thing. It's an exercise I do na para
Mm-mm.
siyang ano, you just let any word that comes out of your mind flow. So you just hold the pen, write anything. It doesn't have to make sense. Para siyang
Mm-mm.
ano, free flow writing, ganyan. So kung may mga taong free flow magsalita, ito naman free flow writing. You don't have to edit yourself or filter what to say or make
Mm-mm.
sense. Just write
Mm-mm.
and then see kung ano yung, when you read it, see what's inside of you. So ginagawa ko siya when I have to write a blog post. I just free flow write. And then I see, ito pala yung mga current themes that's in my heart. Kasi di ba kung ano yung nasa
Mm-mm.
puso mo, yun din yung lalabas from you. And that's what happens
Correct.
when I do that. And then from there, I build something up. So, ayun, that would be my advice. Just write. Start with one word and it will follow.
So sulat lang ng sulat and then the
True.
arrangement of the ideas will come after na.
True. Yes. Oh,
Ah,
you can always have
okay.
a draft, first draft, second draft. You just
Oo.
have to start lang
Mm-mm.
talaga.
Yun. From Samantha, what is the definition of success for you?
Hmm. Success can mean different to different people. To me, success is living the life that you're called to do and not getting off track with your purpose. Because a lot of people think they have to acquire things or accomplish certain things. But I think beyond that, when you are able to live out your purpose at any given moment, hindi siya kailangan ay, dapat maging doktor ako. Kahit na hindi ka ba doktor, as a student, you
Mm-mm.
excel in your studies, you give your best. As a daughter, you honor your parents and you love them, your brothers and sisters, diba? So, I think that is success to me when you live out your purpose and do what's good.
Ayun. On your last day, if you can only do one thing, what would that be?
Parang I want to stand on a cliff, but I'm not gonna jump. I just want to look at the vast expanse of the world and
Mm-mm.
see just be on top and see the sun rise and the sunset with the person that you love, di ba? So parang ganon to me. It's like your final glorious moment in life, just looking at the nature. I would love
You're
that.
such an artist kasi kahit yung vision mo and yung ideas mo parang alam mo yung parang mga nababasa ko sa ano sa mga love story books.
Wattpad. Joke lang.
Oo, on your parang Wattpad no? Pero wala pa ako nababasa sa Wattpad. Saan ba yan? Okay, as an MUP candidate being part of the top 30 finalists, how will you inspire people using a mobile app platform?
Well, for one, in order to inspire people, you have to be an example yourself. You can't be preaching something that you're not doing. So you have to be that. You have to set a good example. You don't have to do grand things. You just have to start small. And when you're
Mm-mm.
responsible, when you have a tool in your hand that you use wisely, I think it's gonna make an impact. Because I realize now, I used to have a very small following on Instagram. But now that
Mm-mm.
I post something, talagang nasasagap siya ng mga tao, and then they repost it, and then people are starting to follow me. So now I
Mm-mm.
feel like having a voice is really a responsibility that you have to
Mm-mm.
be a good steward of. And I just want to be that.
Yun. What are your strengths and weaknesses and how did you identify them? Oh, that's nice.
My strengths and my weaknesses. I think because I am a thinker, I tend to think a lot, and sometimes I don't take action at once. But I think it has also worked for me because then I process things before doing. I am slow to speak things. I don't make
Mm-mm.
rash decisions, and I don't
Mm-mm.
like to say things that I would regret saying. So it actually helps me make good decisions. I'm not saying I have perfect decisions, but because I think I process things, it's helping me make the decisions that I wouldn't really regret so much in the future.
Sana all.
China oil.
Oo. How did failure help you in your achievements?
Failure. We can't avoid failure because if
Mm-mm.
you don't fail at all, that means you're not doing anything. So siguro failure has helped me learn more about myself, the things that I can handle and bear. And it's actually something that I also try to grow my character out of. I know that most of us naman, we don't want to make mistakes, but when it
Right.
happens, how do we respond to it? Do
Mm-mm.
we get stuck, or do we feel like ayaw na natin i-try ulit, or does it give
Mm-hmm.
us a sense of hopefulness na okay, this is not the right thing to do it, maybe there's another way to do it. So I think it's just a matter of how we respond to things talaga.
And eto, si Mela sobrang supportive. Ano
Oo nga.
naman yung mga... Oo, sobrang
Beshi ko rin
supportive
yan eh,
nito.
nung college. I love
Oo.
you,
So ano
Mela.
naman yung mga advices ni Mela sa'yo bilang eto si Mela public figure to eh. Binigyan ka ba niya ng
Um,
mga advices na oh, these are the things that you should do and not do once you're there?
I'm gonna ask her later. Kasi siguro sobrang busy lang din. Hindi pa kami nakapag-catch up. But you know what?
Mm-mm.
When we were in college, she's really like my buddy. We were classmates and we were teammates as well. So we
Mm-mm.
did a lot of things together. And one thing that I admire about Nella is she's really what you see is what you get type of person. Parang hindi siya magpe-pretend na, ay, ganito ako, ganyan. Kung ano siya, ganun talaga siya. And she's really genuine. And I love being with her. She makes me laugh. And naalala ko before, tinatawag niya sa akin baby girl. Kasi parang, alam mo ba, before nung college ako, kasi nga hindi ako masyadong naglalakwatsa. And I live
Mm-mm.
kasi very far from my school, far from UST.
Oo.
So, nung high school ako, hindi talaga ako nagmo-mall kahit with friends
Mm-mm.
or classmates. Hindi ako pinapayagan.
Naive ang peg,
Tapos,
ganun.
oo, ganon. Very naive. Tapos, one time, di ba sa UST, may malapit na mall doon, yung SM San Lazaro. Tapos, she
Mm.
was like, tara, bili tayo ng ano, yung mga susuotin natin for Christmas. Tapos sinabi ko, shucks, I have to make paalam to my parents first. Kinakabahan ako. Eh, parang tatawid ka lang naman going there. So, tingin niya talaga sa akin
Oo.
before, baby girl. Pero yun, nakamiss si Mela. And Mela,
Protective
nag-mall
ba
na
si
ako
Mela
ngayon.
as a friend? Protective ba siya as a
Pro-
friend?
Protective ba siya? Parang ako yung mas protective. Kasi ako yung mas
Mm.
ninenervyos sa mga ganapan. Like, kunyari, kailangan ko muna
Sa mga
magpaalam.
ginagawa
Mga
niya.
ganon.
So, ikaw, Mela, ha? Ano
Ay,
yung
hindi
mga ginagawa mo?
naman. Love you, Ella. Oo.
Ito, yung last question ko na lagi kong tinatanong. Why should you win Miss Universe Philippines?
Why should I win Miss Universe Philippines? Siguro ano, mag-answer na lang ako in English kasi ayaw yata nila
Mm-mm.
nagtataglish. Okay. All right. I've always seen myself as someone who is a queen wherever I go, and it's in the way
Mm-mm.
I value things, people, and certain causes. And I have always treated people the way I wanted to treat them. If I want to be heard, that is the same thing that I want to give other people. I want to hear them out, to stand for them, and to support
Mm-mm.
them. And I want to inspire them too. So, having this platform is something that I will be truly grateful for. I know that I will do my best to serve people, and I will still be a queen no matter where I go. So whether I have the crown on my head presently or not, I still think I am a Miss Universe wherever I go, and I flow out of it. I operate out of it, and that what makes me a Miss Universe Philippines.
Ayun, love it. Invite mo na sila sa mga pwedeng bumoto sa'yo. Ano
Yes.
pa ba yung aabangan nila sa remaining weeks or days ng Miss Universe Philippines?
Okay, I want to invite everyone. Thank you so much. First of all, Miss MJ, for inviting me here, to Mela and kay Sir Mark. Thank you for this platform. I feel like I was able to share who I am to a huge
Mm-mm.
number of audiences. So now I want to invite you to follow our journey at the Miss Universe Philippines. Just follow Miss Universe PH on Instagram and follow me on Instagram at Abejero and we will be keeping you posted. And thank you so much for bearing with us. I know that this is such a unique situation that we're still trying to do our best. The organization is trying to do our best to make this happen. And so thank you. And I also want to take this time to ask for your support and your prayers. Please vote for me at the Lazada app. John Luis Abejero, Miss Isabela. Thank you so much. And I hope that you're all safe and sound.
Ayun, sabi ni Marky, proud Isabelino here. Oh.
Yes, I am proud
Yun.
to.
Sulong Isabela. Thank you so much for your time and thank you for this interview and thank you for saying yes to us kahit na
Thank you so
very
much.
short period of time. And take care, be safe, and good luck pagbalik din nyo sa bubble and may you enjoy the rest of the Miss Universe Philippines journey mo.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Jan!
Thank you, Miss MJ. Thanks, everyone.
Bye!
Bye bye.